Hello everyone, Thempire Ian here with new cards. We got a bunch of new cards to talk about, including some new support for the Justice Hunters archetypes and a new wave of support for Radiant Typhoon, which has quickly become one of my favorite new decks. Let's check out what we've got. First up, new normal monster in the Dragon Hunter lore. Diabolic Dragon Fortress Draluvice. Level 7 Dark Dragon Tuner normal monster, as she always is a tuner. The ultimate fate of the huntress who continued to spread the dragon taint. Now she has become the source of the plague, a fortress of swirling dark wicked thoughts, and ironically is now the target of others' revenge. She has no way of knowing that the strike team standing before her are the survivors of a village that was once decimated by a dragon. I love that there's just like an archetype of normal monsters that has no like actual gameplay at all, that is just purely this one woman being corrupted by dragon. It's really fun. I like it a lot. All right, next up, he's ballin'. Rescue Rabbit is ballin', and so is Neymar. The Neymar card is so funny. The Neymar token is so funny. Let's play eFootball. It just that looks fake. It looks like a fake AI generated card, dog. It's so funny. Oh, I love it. I love that it's actually a real art that someone had to draw for Konami. All right, next up. Okay, here's an actual card to talk about. Threat Armed Dragon, a dragon effect. Win level 5, as you might expect from the Armed Dragon cards. Level 5 with 2400 and 1700. It's the level 5 one, you know? You can only use the first second of this card once per turn. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target one dragon monster you control, destroy it, and if you do, special summon this card. I mean, that's not awful. It's just like you have to have it in the grave at some point. I don't know where you're getting it from there. You could discard one card and target one monster on the field with 2400 or less attack, destroy it, and if you control it, you can special summon a dragon monster from your hand or deck that is 2 original levels higher. Hold up. Okay, target a monster on the field with 2400 or less attack. Destroy it. If you controlled it, special summon. Okay. So the idea is you can use this card, who is doing for some reason. You can summon it for free, and then you can have it pop itself to summon Armed Dragon level 7. But also, you could use it to summon any level 7 dragon? So, like, you could use this to summon shit like Dragon Rulers, because they could just summon them from the deck, hand or deck. So I'm wondering if there's something there. I don't think in main format. I feel like Dragon Rulers is too bad of a deck. But like maybe in Genesis, like what if instead of Dragon Rulers as this like combo oriented deck, what if Dragon Rulers, well, it's still combo, but like as a mill strategy, like you're just trying to mill your deck, right? Is that anything? I wonder. Like if we could just mill your Dragon Rulers and this guy, get one dragon monster on the field, maybe say the black metal dragon, pop it, and then special summon this guy, get the black metal search, and then this guy can tag into a dragon ruler, right? Is that anything? It could be something, right? I don't know. I'm certainly interested in it. Maybe you could do something like Dragon Ravine to send this card to the grave from the hand, or like, I don't know. There's got to be a better way to send this card to the graveyard. And if we can get this guy in the graveyard, I think it could do some interesting things. And this, having that effect, would make Black Metal Dragon actually playable in Genesis format, because currently Black Metal Dragon is like pretty hard to actually use effectively in Genesis format because there's no link monsters to link it into. So I think that's like something interesting we can think about. I don't know. I have my eye on this card for sure though. Threat Armed Dragon, I have my eye on you. All right, next up we got a new Forbidden card, Forbidden Crown. So obviously Forbidden cards are generally pretty applicable. They're usually like good generic cards, but also they're part of the Dark Lord archetype. And also look at this art. Oh my god, she's gorgeous. I love a good smile. All right, Forbidden Crown, quick play spell. You can only activate one card with this card name per turn. Neither player can activate monster effects in response to this card's activation. Damn. All right, that's already pretty good. Apply these effects to one face-up monster on the field until the end of the turn. Oh my god. Its effects are negated. It cannot attack. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. It's unaffected by other cards' activated effects except its own. Cannot be attributed. Cannot be used as material for a fusion, synchro, Ixies, or link summon. Folks, do you know what this is? It's Gorgon's Gaze from Alestrals. They made Gorgon's Gaze from Alestrals in Yu-Gi-Oh! Gorgon's Gaze, what are you doing here? It's probably good though. Like, right? Like, this seems like an alright card, especially like in Archetype where you can search it. Shame about the Dark Lord cards not being particularly good. I was like looking at them briefly to see if I could do anything with them, and I was like, oh wow, these cards are like worse than I remember them being. I don't know. This is interesting though. I feel like this has a place, right? I don't know. We'll see. Oh, especially in Genesis format. This could be really good. This is going to be my new thing, is I'm going to talk about Genesis format in these a lot because I'm really loving Genesis format. So get ready for that. All right, new card from Burst Protocol, just a guy. Mercurium, the Living Quicksilver. That's a cute name. Mercurium, the Living Quicksilver is a fun name. Rank 10 Ixies monster Aqua. Ooh, it's an Aqua. Attack 3000, defense 3000. Attaches a monster from your deck to itself as material while it's Ixie summon, or when it's Ixie summon. Oh, that's interesting. From deck to itself. That could actually be quite good. While Mercurium has a material, your opponent cannot activate any monster effects in their graveyard. Whoa. And if you have a monster with the same attribute in your graveyard. Oh, okay, okay. Mercurium needs to be fed with new materials to keep this effect going, but as long as you can keep them satisfied, you'll be able to shut down your opponent's key strategies. Okay, so they don't have the full text for it currently. That's just some sample text. This is incredible. This is an incredible card already. It like just the floodgate effect doesn't even need to resolve. Like, it doesn't even need to be active, although that could be good too. But you don't even need that. Just the fact that it grabs a monster from your deck as material that you can then send to the graveyard, detaching. I assume there's going to be a detach effect in here somewhere. That is already really strong, because there's a lot of cards that are perfectly fine being detached as material to then then go to the graveyard to activate their effect. So this could be quite strong for rank 10 strategies. Yubel, this is a new card for Yubel. Could be quite interesting because there's some cards in Yubel that you'd like to have in the graveyard. So like maybe if you don't have access to them, you can get them this way, right? I don't know. I mean, like, would you rather make this or Varudris, right? Then like you want to make Varudris, but this is something interesting at the very least. I don't know. We'll have to see. DDD Sage King Alfred. All right, with new DDD card again. Another fusion. DDD Sage King Alfred. 2 DD monsters. Fiend fusion effect. Dark level 6. 1500. 20,000. 20,000. 2,000. Sorry. You can only use the second and first effect of this card's name once per turn. During your main phase, you can fusion summon a DDD fusion. That's how you know I have dyslexia of some kind, because I literally went second and first effect instead of first and second effect. Like, there must be some sort of dyslexia going on in there somewhere. Oh man. During your main phase, you can fusion summon 1 DDD fusion monster from your extra deck by shuffling its materials from your hand, field, or banishment into the deck. So this guy, you can make this guy pretty easily because it's just any 2 DD monsters, basically everything in the deck, and then it's a DDD monster, which then lets you go into some of the monsters that require DDDs as material. If this card becomes banished, you can target Dark Contract, continuous spell traps in your graveyard of banishment up to the number of DDD monsters you control, place them on your field face up. I don't know what would be good for that. I guess this could also fusion summon without having to use itself as material. I don't know when this is happening though. If you use this guy as material, it's definitely not happening because he's going back to the deck. But I guess if you use him as material for something else, like a link summon, after you use his effective fusion summon, you can then banish him later. There's so many DDE cards. I don't know if any of them banish. I imagine one of them has to, right? And if that happens though, that could be a really cool recovery effect. I don't know. This card only seems okay though. I don't know that this card seems very important to me, to the deck. All right, next up, Radiant Typhoon. I've been playing a lot with Radiant Typhoon, so hopefully I'll have a decent understanding of what makes these cards good or not. We've first up got Radiant Typhoon Varurun, the Sea Spirit. Now, Varurun is also the level 9 boss monster that has a negate on it. So she's like the creature inside the storm, the big whale storm thing. That's interesting. She's a link too. So unfortunately, I've been playing Radiant Typhoon in Genesis format, so this card actually means nothing to me. Right? This doesn't do anything for me because obviously Genesis format doesn't allow link monsters. But let's see what it does for main format. It's a link to Wind Aqua Link, 0 attack, just like the Varurun on the field. Requires 2 Radiant Typhoons as monsters as material, which is really easy. You could just use the Spell Trap Searcher and the Monster Searcher. They don't do anything else on the field. I've been using them as like Synchro or Xyz material, so making them into just like link material to make this guy makes perfect sense to me. This gal, I should say. If this card is linked, someone you can add a Mystical Space Typhoon from your deck or graveyard to your hand. You're not really hurting for ways to add Mystical Space Typhoon, but I guess it makes sense that you would have another way to do it, I guess. You could target 2 face-up monsters on the field, including a Radiant Typhoon monster you control. Place them face-up in their owner's spell trap zone as continuous spells. Okay, so this is a removal spell, and also put your Radiant Typhoon in the back row for you to pop with your MST, thus activating it and allowing you to use the negate or your proc effects. So it makes sense. If a quick play spell card is activated, you can place a Radiant Typhoon continuous trap from your deck or graveyard on your field face up. So this gets you the trap that turns the MSTs into negates, and all of the spells in the deck are quick play spells. So this card is kind of crazy, is a little bit nutty. And it really just like slots perfectly into the main format version of this deck. There's like no reason not to play it. It's literally just free value. And then we got Radiant Typhoon Elation, which includes this big elephant, like Ganesh kind of looking guy. Is that Eldum? Is that Eldum? Is that Eldum? Yeah, that's Eldum, I believe. That looks like him. So Eldon's, wait, wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Is the Radiant Typhoon shit stands? Is it JoJo? Megala, Sven, Crocia. What is Crocia? Is Crocia one of these? That's not, what is that? Crocia there? Maybe? I don't know. I'm having trouble telling who's who here. Also, it doesn't help that the images are very small for me, so let's see here. What is this spell doing? Elation. Quick play spell, of course. Activate one of these effects, so you can only use each effect, so of course. It has a special summon for level 6 or lower Radiant Typhoon monster from your graveyard. Add an MST from your deck or graveyard to your hand. And then if this card was destroyed by Space Typhoon, you set it. So it has the same effects as all the other ones, but this one's specific effect is the special summon level 6 or lower Radiant Typhoon monster from your graveyard. Which is an effect that doesn't really matter. Like it can, like you could use, say, the Foolish Burial quick play spell to send a level 6 or lower Radiant Typhoon and then use this one to summon it to the field. Or obviously you can use it as a recovery tool later on. But like, I don't feel like this deck is lacking in recovery tools exactly. I don't know. I could be wrong on that, I guess. I feel like this deck just has a lot going for it already. It doesn't need something like this low powered. It feels weird to say that about a Monster Reborn essentially, but like, you know, Speedroy doesn't use their Monster Reborn, right? Although they can't search theirs, at least. This one is searchable. And it does get you Crolosia out, and Crolosia is... Crocia, I mean. Crocia just adds 2 cards to your hand, which is kind of insane. And it can summon Megala, Eldum, and Sven, which, you know, if you are using them as material... It's a really good recovery tool, because you are using Sven and Eldum to make Varurune in the Link Zone. And then you can get them back next turn with Elation, if you have it, I guess. I guess at the very least, it's another name. And that's good. Just having another name, quick play spell, is good on its own a little bit. So I'm not super enthused by this one, but it does seem like good enough to play at least one of. It's just like, the thing is, this deck is already so fucking good. It doesn't need a card like this. You know what I'm saying? That's like the difference maker for me. Would it be perfectly fine without this card? Yeah. Would they complain about having this card? Probably not. It's probably fine to have this card. Yeah. But then the Link monster is crazy. Like I said, it's just free value. All right. Lastly, we have new Justice Hunter support, 1 for each. Draco Tail Sharis, a new fusion monster, which actually could be quite interesting. That's what's his face from Magic the Gathering. Isn't that Nicol Bolas? That kind of looks like Nicol Bolas to me. Draco Tail Sharis, a level 6 light dragon fusion effect monster, 2400, 1500. Requires a Draco Tail monster and a monster in hand. I think that's what all of them require, if I'm remembering correctly. You can only use the first stick of this card when for turn. Target 2 Draco Tail cards in your graveyard and shuffle, or a face-up card in the field. Same type as either of them. Monster, spell, trap. Shuffle all 3 into the deck. Weird. This is a weird one. Okay, so it's a shuffle, which is really good, but you have to have the same type in your graveyard, which seems likely because you do use all 3 of those. And like the one that you're least likely to have in grave is the trap card, even though you do run some trap cards, it just wouldn't necessarily be in the graveyard. And that's also the least likely one to be up on the field, right? So that's like perfectly fine. Yeah, I mean, that seems like decent. It just costs a lot. But like it recycles your monsters too, which I think is actually good. Being able to recycle some of your monsters. And it doesn't require them to be different types. It just requires that the one face-up card you shuffle is one of the other, is like the same type as one of them. So you can shuffle 2 monsters back and return a monster, or you can shuffle a monster and a spell back and get a spell, right? Or a trap, do the same thing. So I think this seems all right. All right, Ripper Millennia. What? What is that? K9X Ripper Millennia. Why is it Ripper Millennia? All right, rank 9 Wind Beast Xyz effect monster, 3100, 2600, 2 level 9 monsters. Go use the first 3rd 600 win per turn. If this card is special summon by K9 spell trap effect, you target up to 2 cards in your opponent's graveyard or banishment, shuffle them into the deck. That seems all right. This card attacks a defense position monster and inflict piercing battle damage. Cool. When it activates the monster effect, you detach 2 materials from this card. Negate that effect, destroy all cards on the field. Holy shit. This card seems crazy. This is like probably better to make than the other one, right? And it's not a light, so you're fine to make it at any turn. This guy seems pretty good. I feel like it's probably better than Werewolf, but I could be wrong on that. All right, and then we have Assist Yummy. Help, Yummy! You have to help! Continuous... Are they beating up Snatchy and like blowing up his spaceship? What the fuck is going on here? Naked Yummy. Assist Yummy, continuous trap card. You'll use 1 to the 2nd, 3rd effects this card once per turn, only once that turn. Once per turn during the standby phase, you can gain 100 life points and your opponent pays 100 life points. You're making them play the claw machine. Now your opponent is playing the claw machine. You're taking 100 yen from them every turn. During the main phase or your opponent's battle phase, you can send 2 face-up Yummy cards you control to the graveyard, including this card. Return 1 card from the field or graveyard to the hand. Oh, including this card. So it is this card and another Yummy card you control to return a card from the field or graveyard to the hand. Only during the main phase or your opponent's battle phase. That's very funny wording. Banish a card for your graveyard, send a Yummy card for your deck to the graveyard, except for Assist Yummy. Okay. This one seems more... I don't know when you use this, right? I feel like this one I'm like, it's a fine card. Because it's a trap card, this is all a quick effect, so that's like a removal spell. But it costs itself and another card. And then it does a Foolish Burial for you. If there's something good, I don't remember there being something good to send in Yummy. Let me see. If there's something good to send, then like Foolish Burial Goods could become a decent thing in Yummy, just to send that to the graveyard and then have it send something to the graveyard. Just because Foolish Burial Goods is not limited, well, Foolish Burial is. Okay. No. No. Is it just like, I know the Link monsters summon, they don't have to summon back. Yeah, they summon 2 Yummy monsters from the graveyard. So what you can use it to do is send a Yummy to the graveyard that you want to activate its effect, but you haven't gotten it into rotation yet. But I don't know that Foolish Burial Goods is a good enough reason. Is like I don't know that this is that's a good enough reason to include 3 Foolish Burial Goods, right? It's not exactly a playmaker, right? So yeah, I still think it's an interesting card. You have to like think about whether you want to include it. I would say. I think I'm probably leaning towards it's not good enough, but I could see someone deciding differently. This one I feel like is probably going to see play, almost certainly, and Shaurus seems like a must include. Like I think that's just really good. And these new Radiant Typhoon cards slap. I'm really excited for these. Well, I'm a little excited. I'm not super excited because I'm not really playing much main format. I'm mostly playing Genesis format, so I can't use this Link monster, and I think the other quick play is only okay. So I don't know. All right, I think that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think of these cards down below. Are you excited about the new Radiant Typhoon cards? What about the new Justice Hunter stuff? Are you thinking it's gonna make? I feel like none of this stuff is unfair, so I don't think it's gonna make any of these decks like more crazy powerful than they already are. Especially it's just gonna make them a little bit more. I think Draco Tales is going to bring it more on par with the other 2. River Millennium might be a little bit of a problem because Kanan's already kind of the best of the 3, and it's kind of a pretty good card, it feels like, but it's not that good. And then the Yummy one I don't think is going to make Yummy like that much more better. Like I think it's fine. So like what do you think though? Like are you agreeing with that kind of analysis, or are you thinking maybe something different? Let me know down below. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey there, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've got a lot more for you if you want them. Just hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notifications. I'd also appreciate if you left me a like and a comment and maybe shared the video around with your friends. You can also follow me on all the usual social media sites. Just check out my website in the description below for more info. My videos are funded by my patrons, Ko-fi subscribers, and YouTube members, whose names you'll see scrolling by in these credits here. For just $1 a month, you too can find yourself here, trapped in my end screen for all eternity, among other benefits. In particular, I'd like to thank Jeremy Coatney, Frog Prince Michael, Fleakill, Haru Hayes, the Almighty Ferret Lord, Fire Mizumi, and Beastman. A big thanks to all my other patrons and to my little community as a whole. Remember to be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful whatever time it is for you. Bye-bye!